often have clients telling me that they think that they want to gift their home to their child before they were to pass away, before something happened to them. What do you think about that strategy?
I hear that frequently too, and so sometimes it's that they want to just go ahead and let the kids have it, but sometimes they're also trying to protect the house so that Medicaid doesn't come back and take it. It is one strategy, but it is a risky one. And the reason that I say that is because if you gift your house to your child, let's say that I gift my house to you, there's one big issue is anything that happens to me puts your house at risk. So unfortunately, sometimes as a child, we pass away before our parent does. And if we don't have anything in our estate plan that says that this house is for our parents, or that our parents can live in it, or the money's for our parents, then all of a sudden that house goes to our beneficiaries.
Oh my goodness.
Who aren't always as agreeable to give it back to the parents. Another risk is, as a child, if you go out and get into a car accident and somebody sues you, their house is part of your assets. So now it's at risk for creditors, whether that's a lawsuit, or even if you get sick and have some big medical bills, which we know can happen to anybody at any time. The other thing is, if as a child you're married and you get divorced, that house is now
Oh my goodness, yeah.
part of your assets as well. So it could be going to your future ex-daughter or son-in-law, which isn't what you intended. The other very risky part of that is taxes. And so and you're the tax expert, Deanna, so I don't want to jump in on your side, but there are some tax regulations that allow you to have up to $250,000, I think it's per person, of capital gains on your house that you don't pay taxes on if you've lived in the house for a couple years and you meet these other requirements. So now if I give my house to my child, I've just lost that tax exclusion. And I can tell you, recently I was working with a family who the parents, and it's not uncommon, our parents buy a house, they live in it for a long time, and over time it appreciates in value, but they were trying to protect the house, they gave it to their daughter, and now they're having to move out of the house and they're having to sell it, so they're paying these huge taxes because they don't get that exclusion on the capital gains. They also, during the years, have lost their homestead exemption and that school tax exemption for your homestead taxes. I mean, it really can make a huge difference in what you're doing along the way. There's a safer way to do it, and it's what we talked about with a trust. So you could have the house put into a trust, and I'll explain how to do that in a minute, and then the house goes to your beneficiaries at the right time without any of those risks. You can still protect it for all those tax exclusions and the homestead exemptions and that type of thing. So how do you make that happen?
Yeah.
You have to set up a trust first, which is just a legal document. It's like a legal wrapper around something. And then you change the deed of your house from Cindy Nelson to Cindy Nelson's trust. So it doesn't change the way I live in the house. It doesn't change, I still have to pay any kind of maintenance or upkeep on the house, but it's a less risky way of transferring that asset to my children. Plus, it avoids probate court.
Sure, that
So
sounds
an added benefit.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of reasons not to do the strategy of gifting the house, and such a simple way to accomplish the exact same thing
Yes.
with just the trust. So that's great information. Thank you.
Thank you.